On good terms? No. Aniki! Stardust. Are our friends here? Looks like she's wearing the same dress Yuki did. Is that? Looks like Kinoshita's wife, Yuko. Oh wow, how convenient. Hey, I was looking for you. I'm curious, what brings you here? Yuya, what can you tell me about that woman over there? Who, you mean Yuko-san? She's been a regular customer of ours for years. What do you want with her? She looks awfully rich for somebody so young. She manages a venture-funded startup. Her company got popular making products targeted at young women, and it's been going pretty fast over the last 4 or 5 years. Is that so? Oh, Yuya, who is that? I haven't seen him here before. See him host? Ah, Yuko-san, this is Kiryu-san. We owe a lot to this man here, and no, he's not a host. Oh, I see. Well, that's unfortunate. He's my company, by the way. If you ever need anything, just give me a call. Sure. I know, that was fantastic. We'll be looking forward to seeing you again tonight. Seeing you again tonight? That doesn't make any sense. Look at all the information I can right now. I should go back and see Detective Maeda. Got 2 different side quest markers. You're a doctor? Are you a general practitioner or do you work at a hospital? I work at a hospital. Daigo Dojima. Wait. Nope. I still don't see anything off about any of this. Do you have a minute? Oh, it's you. Did you find proof of Akechi's innocent yet? What was that you were looking at? Oh, this is the list of evidence we made during the investigation 6 years ago. Taking such a hard look at this case, I thought I'd give it another glance myself. Can I see that? I guess. You won't find anything wrong with any of it. Honestly, can't figure out why you think Akechi is innocent. Wait a minute, what's this? What's this? Finally got it. Was it really this simple all along? No mistaking about it. Somebody framed Akechi. What? Are you serious? Yeah. I'll explain everything, but first I need you to round up everybody related on this case. But it'll turn out fine, you'll see. Okay, just don't blame me if it doesn't. We'll get everybody together at Cafe Alps. That ought to work, right? Yeah, that's fine. Got all the evidence I need. It's time to reveal what really happened 6 years ago. Well, can I get a fucking run through? Thank you very much. Do you think the whole ring thing is related to the fucking Yumi? Yumi! Nishiki! All these fucking objective markers. Are the trains still running? You can't really do this in the other Yakuza games. At least the ones I've played so far. He just doesn't have the spinning prowess he does in this game. Objection! Why did you ask, Detective? I closed the cafe and kicked everyone out. Now what's all this about? Kiryu-san has a friend who would like to talk to you all. I'm here for you one reason and one reason alone. I hope you all remember the murder that took place here 6 years ago. The victim was Kazuo Oda-san, the manager of this cafe at the time. One of the employees, Yuichi Akechi-san, was arrested for his murder. But did Akechi-san really kill Oda-san? I'd like to ask each of you to think back on that day. Do any of you have any evidence, any truly conclusive evidence that Akechi-san was really the one who killed Oda-san? I've been struggling with the question since the day of that murder. Could Akechi-san actually be innocent? But before I could find out for sure, an article I wrote implicating Akechi-san as the murderer got published. Thanks to Kiryu-san here, we finally arrived at the truth of what happened 6 years ago. But if Akechi-kun is innocent, that means someone else is guilty. Exactly. But... what do you have to base all this on, Kiryu-san? I need to show them proof Yuichi Akechi's innocence. What should I give? I didn't get to look at this shit. I mean... wait a second. It's like the Phoenix Wright evidence presenting order. Asai stole the wallet and CDs from Imagawa's locker, but the uniform was still there. The fingerprints that were tested, the ones that weren't related to employees, were seen as customers. But if someone was framing somebody outside of it, then that would mean that that would work, because if they were a customer who dressed up in a uniform that they stole, then that would be a good ideal for a frame job. I'm thinking here, because that's what I'm guessing this angle is playing. It's a lot more... Jesus. It's a lot more serious and straightforward than an Ace Attorney case. Where's the bullshit? Where is the bullshit? I'm trying to think this over in my head. What do we need to prove here? But failed to witness Akechi murder Oda. That would seem like a good place to start, since she was the only other one in that room. And that alone throws a lot of question at it. Sama was the only one who saw Akechi and Oda fight the day of the murder, isn't that right? Yeah, but I left in the middle of it. In other words, she didn't actually see Akechi-san kill Oda-san. Exactly. And only Usami saw Oda and Akechi fighting. Akechi. So we can't conclude Yuichi killed Oda, which means the charges against him could be false. Sorry, but that doesn't hold water. What do you mean? Akechi's prints were on the murder weapon used to kill Oda. That's solid evidence to prove Akechi did it. Is that all you have to say? Huh? What do you mean? This was your case. You ought to know Akechi's fingerprints on the murder weapon alone weren't enough to convict him. I don't follow you. Spell it out for us, will ya? There was like 80 different sets of fucking prints on there. The ashtray used as the murder weapon hadn't been washed because it was supposed to be thrown out. Akechi's prints weren't the only ones on it. That means you can't prove his guilt from the fingerprints alone. Detective, is that true? Huh. Yes, it's just as he says. So you admit it might not have been my brother? But that's still not enough to prove somebody else did it. Somebody witnessed Akechi fleeing the scene. That's another solid piece of evidence. Think about it. You'd think the person actively fleeing the scene of the crime is the culprit, wouldn't you? Why'd they run away if they didn't see anything? What do you have to say about that? Kiryu-san, do you have any information to refute the witness's statement about Akechi-san? There's all in one of the witness's statements. I just need to argue that angle. Let me read through these. Oh. That's who saw the guy flee. Not looking at his face. That's another thing. It was just a uniform. That's where it's going. Okay. Kinoshita, you saw Akechi fleeing the scene, right? Yes, I did. Are you sure? I'm not lying. I'm sure I saw him. But you didn't see the face of the person fleeing the scene. You said that, right? Yeah. I only saw his back. So then it's possible you saw somebody else. Is that all you got? The police wouldn't have arrested Akechi on just any old vague evidence, you know. There was also something that proved that the person Kinoshita-san was in fact Akechi. And what was that? The man Kinoshita saw leaving the scene of the crime was wearing a Cafe Alps waiter uniform. The only waiters employed by Cafe Alps at the time were Kinoshita-san, Asai-san, Imagawa-san, and Akechi-san. The security tape showed Kinoshita-san and Asai-san out front at the time of the murder. It also confirmed that Imagawa-san was at home. Therefore, by process of elimination, the only waiter Kinoshita-san could have seen was Akechi. Kiryu-san, is that true? No. No, the fuck it's not. No, it's absolutely possible that the person Kinoshita saw was not Akechi. I have a statement to prove it. Well then, why don't you share this statement with us? It's from that guy. Something was stolen. There was actually another crime committed in this cafe on the day of the murder 6 years ago. Another crime? That's the first I've heard of it. Imagawa's uniform disappeared from his locker in the Cafe Alps locker room that day. Imagawa-kun's uniform? Yes, my uniform disappeared from my locker. Since you weren't present the day of the murder, when did you notice it was missing? The day after Oda-san was murdered, I came to work. The police were investigating, so I couldn't go in. But once the police left, I looked in my locker and saw that my uniform was gone. Come on. The police probably took it as evidence. I'm sure there was plenty of stuff missing from the crime scene. You're wrong. Someone was definitely harassing me. Everyone teased me. Asai-kun, why don't you tell them where you took my uniform? You took everything else. The uniform must have been you too. You're so whiny. Bully, police, whoever took it, has nothing to do with Akechi or this case. No, Imagawa's uniform is the key to this case. Huh? What do you mean? I'll show you right now. You show them the two pieces of evidence that prove what happened to Imagawa's uniform. Well, the fucking list of evidence. And the other piece of evidence is that he stole the wallet and the CD. Right? Do you think I'm bullshitting you? Do you think I am lying? Do you think I'm bullshitting you? Do you think I am lying? Fuck you! Okay? Fuck you! Look at the list of evidence I borrowed from you. There's no waiter uniform on it. Let's see, you're right. I don't see any waiter's uniform listed. In other words, the uniform disappeared before the police showed up. If the police didn't confiscate it, who could have taken it? It was Asai-kun, right? No, not Asai. He did steal things from you, true, but he wasn't doing it to harass you. He was just after some cash. Your wallet and CDs make sense, but your uniform wouldn't have been worth anything. Well then, who did it? Oh, You mean the murderer took it? Exactly. The criminal wanted to make it look like somebody else committed the crime, so they stole the waiter's uniform and changed into it. Then as soon as somebody came by, they hid their face and ran out the back exit. Is that true? So you're saying the person who stole Imagawa's uniform and fled the scene is the real criminal? Yeah. And who might that be? The real criminal is... Do you think... Do you think... Do you think it's her? She quit working here. Apparently Oda was dating someone at the time. And if he's a homewrecker, then it would make sense that he'd be Mr. Steal Your Girl with this one too. Because we know Oda was dating someone else. And that would also mean that there were two people who were jealous. She's the only other woman here who's not related. I feel like Phoenix Wright right now. Let me just rub the chin a bit. Yes. It's the only person it could have been.
Kiryu-san. それではその人物の名前を教えてください。
Well, it got a cutscene, so I think I'm right.
小田さんを殺し、明智さんに罪をかぶせた事件の真犯人とは一体。犯人はお前だ。
お前だ。
木下優子、お前が小田を殺した真犯人だ。
Her? Are you serious? I can't believe it. What? Yuko killed Oda-san? An interesting theory. But why would I kill Oda-san? I didn't have any reason to do anything like that. Yeah, Yuichi Akechi's motive was Usami-san's relationship with Oda-san. Exactly how are Yuko-san and Oda-san connected? Need something to prove Yuko and Yuko... What should I give? A sigh. Oda was dating someone at the time. Oda was dating somebody at the time of the murder. Somebody who used to work as a waitress at Cafe Alps. What? Is that true? Yeah. And her last name was Saito. Saito? That's Yuko's maiden name. I hear you worked at this cafe till just before the time of the murder. Yuko-san and Oda-san were dating? I didn't know that. Yuko-san, is that true? I don't have to answer that. Yuko? If Oda-san was dating Yuko-san, then Usami-san wasn't the only one cheating. Oda was cheating too. And that means Yuko-san also had motive to kill Oda-san. So anyone with a motive is a killer? You haven't done anything but hypothesize. Exactly! You've only talked about possibilities. Do you have any conclusive evidence that she murdered him? Conclusive evidence, the fingerprints have only had something with Yuko's fingerprints on it. Her business card? Lamau? Take that! This is the evidence. Is that my business card? This business card has your fingerprints on it. We should be able to compare the prints on this card to the ones on the murder weapon. Give me that business card. Let's check it out right now. Ghost, the prints are a match. We finished analyzing the prints on the card. These are Yuko Kinoshita's prints. And these are the prints on the ashtray. There... A match.
Eh?
The prints on Yuko-san's business card are the same as the ones on the murder weapon. I don't believe it. How do you explain that? Even if my prints are on that ashtray, so what? How does that change anything? What do you mean? I ate at Alps the day of the murder. I must have just touched the ashtray while I was there. She's right. There's no crime in touching an ashtray. She was just a customer. No, Yuko's lying. I should call her out on it. Well, how do we fucking prove that she's lying now? There's no record of Yuko coming to Cafe Alps on the day of the crime? When the fuck did I get this? I wasn't paying attention. No, you're lying. What the hell are you talking about? There's no record of you coming to the cafe on the day of the murder, right, Detective Maeda? He's right. We had Cafe Alps employees watch all the security tapes, and they gave statements that no cafe employees, former or otherwise, visited the cafe that day. Right, Kinoshita-san? That's right. I'd seen Yuko-san's face before, so I would have noticed if she was on those tapes. She definitely wasn't, which means you didn't come to Cafe Alps on the day of the murder as a customer. So why were your fingerprints on the ashtray then? Fine, maybe it wasn't on the day of the murder. It might have been the day before. It's not that big of an issue. Nope, you had to have been there on the day of the murder. You weren't a customer. You're the real murderer. Huh? The only person who could have prints on the murder weapon were those who visited on the day of the murder. How did you come to that conclusion? And now for the coup de grace. I just need something to prove when the prints on the murder weapon were made. What should I give? Well, I've come this far. At the scene. Fleed. Oda was dating. Stuff was stolen. Time for the smoking gun. Take that! The ashtrays here are cleaned every day, but your prints were still on the murder weapon. That means you had to have been here on the day of the murder. But the day of the murder, a customer dropped the ashtray, chipping it. Yuichi Akechi saw the chipped ashtray, and instead of washing it, decided to throw it out. Since you couldn't have come to the cafe as a customer that day, the only time you could have left your prints on the ashtray. You did it after Akechi dropped the ashtray in the locker room when he witnessed Usami cheating on him with Oda. Sometime after Akechi left, before Kinoshita came to check up on him, you entered the locker room and murdered Oda. Then you put on Imagawa's uniform and went out the back. Isn't that right? Yuko-san, is what Kiryu-san says true? It'll only get worse if you stay quiet. Shut up! I told you I didn't do it. I give up. Yuko, I'm putting an end to this. What? Do you know something, Kinoshita-san? I knew you came to the cafe that day, Yuko. But how? I could smell you. It was very faint, but I could smell your perfume all around the crime scene. No way. Why didn't you say this earlier? I'd been in love with Yuko ever since we worked together. That's why I knew the scent of her perfume the minute I smelled it. Sometime after the murder, I happened to run into her again. Eventually, we started dating. One day, I brought up the murder and her face went white. She felt quiet and avoided commenting on anything. That's when I was sure Yuko had been here on the day of the crime. Well, I'll be. But I still didn't know exactly what that meant. Or I should say, I didn't want to know what that meant. When I found out Kiryu-san was looking into that old crime, I decided to keep it all a secret. Now Yuichi Akechi has suffered 6 years for a crime he didn't commit, all because I didn't say anything. It's all my fault. If I had spoken up, none of this would have happened. Gee, Kinoshita-san.
さあ、もう言い逃れはできないぜ。
優子さん、今一度尋ねます。あなたが小田さんを殺したんですか？
そうよ。私がやったのよ。
Aw, this isn't a funny Ace Attorney breakdown. Where's the screaming? Where's the laughing? Where's the snapping your long cigarette pole? Will you give a statement that Yukiichi-san, Akechi, is innocent? Yes. Akechi-san had nothing to do with the murder. Yuko. How could you have done such a thing? Was it really just because Oda-san was cheating? Of course that's what it was about. He said he was going to marry me. Reasonable crash out. Several years passed. I ran into Kinoshita-san. Fresh meat. Got married. Started selling things as a hobby and soon it turned into a business. Before I knew it, it grew into a large company. It's been 6 years since that day and my life's been going so well. Can't believe the truth came out now of all times, Yuko-san. Did you ever think what it felt like for Akechi-san to have to bear these false charges? What it felt like to be knocked down to rock bottom and having freedom stolen from him these past 6 years? Think what would have happened if we hadn't revealed the truth just now. Just how many more years would he have suffered? Only the person who took Akechi-san's freedom away can give it back. You need to turn yourself in, testify in front of a court and pay for your crimes. Can I escort you to the station? Yes. Yuko. I'll be right here waiting for you when you get back. Masura. Thank you. Extra! Extra! Guilty criminal of 6-year-old murder turns herself in. The man originally accused of stealing crimes now stands to be acquitted at a new trial. I was wrong about the media. I thought you went from one person to the next looking for gossip. I didn't think you cared about the people in your articles. I figured you just forgot about them the second they left your pages. But you've been worrying about my brother this whole time. You even proved his innocence. There are decent people in the media. Thank you so much for helping him. Nozomi-san. I also have to apologize for the way I treated you. I want to give you a reward for helping me get a retrial on my brother. You don't owe me anything. As much as I hate to admit it, I didn't do anything on this one. Proving your brother's innocence was all the work of Kiryu-san here. I certainly don't deserve any reward from you. What are you talking about? You did what a real journalist is supposed to do. What do you mean? Sure, you wrote an article saying Akechi was a murderer, but now you've written an article clearing his name. Isn't that the way a real journalist is supposed to resolve things? Sure, but I won't let this be the end of it. I'll continue to follow the truth until the day I put down my pen. That's my duty as a reporter. And I'll be cheering you on. $200,000 yen. 20,000 experience points. Dude, 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 dude. Oh, we don't get any updates to the truth of what happened that day. When I come through the front, you're leaving out the back door. Wasn't that a bit too harsh? Kiryu-san. Date-san was serious, you know, his heart was in that ring. Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again and expecting shit to change. That is crazy. First time somebody told me that too, I thought he was bullshitting me, so boom, I shot him. Then I started noticed that everywhere I looked, all these fucking pricks doing the exact same fucking thing over and over and over and over and over again. No, please. I don't like the way you are looking at me. Okay? You have a problem in your head? Do you think I'm bullshitting you? Do you think I'm lying? Fuck you, okay? Fuck you. Where is Date? Should I check Bantam? Bakamitai Kodomo Nanone. Oh, Kiryu, you gotta go with Mama. Well, it's kind of a tough situation. Her last husband was a cop. She says he died in the line of duty trying to save her when she got held hostage. She also said that being with somebody who came out of the force reminds her of that awful day. So she still got him on her mind, huh? Wait, you knew she was married? Yeah. Her husband, Kisuke, was a cop under my jurisdiction. We crossed paths during a particularly dangerous case. We were going after a serial armed robber by the name of Tsukishima. Guy was a real scumbag. After we tracked him down, Kisuke managed to corner Tsukishima. But then Mama walked by and that thug took her hostage. Held a gun right to her temple. We got the okay to shoot Tsukishima, but Kisuke was too afraid he'd hit his wife, so he hesitated. And it cost him his life? Yep. Tsukishima took that opportunity to shoot first, and that was that. Kisuke went down. It was over in the blink of an eye. Kisuke did everything he could to protect Mama without ever pulling the trigger. Maybe that was all he could do, given the circumstances. Kisuke, a shot, there was no guarantee he wouldn't hit his wife. And even if he could hit Tsukishima, he'd have to end it in one bullet, otherwise Mama would pay the price. That's a decision no one should have to make. I never could see Kisuke taking another man's life. He always saw the best even in the worst of people, but his kindness ended up doing him in. What happened to Tsukishima? The moment he shot Kisuke, the squad moved in to take him down. Long story short, Fukushima got sent to the pen and Mama, she survived, but she lost her other half. I've always felt responsible since the killer was under my jurisdiction, so I've been looking over for Mama ever since. Think I understand. Closing the door on you was her way of closing the door to those painful memories of losing someone she loved. Maybe that can be fixed, Date-san. Does she know you were in charge of the case? No, and I'd like to keep it that way. She thinks Kisuke just happened to be at the scene. I see. Anyway, only thing I could do for Mama was set her up with Serena and show my face there every day. That was something like 9 years ago. At first I looked after her out of a sense of duty to a fallen comrade, but sooner or later, I fell for her. Sounds like you two have quite the history already. Huh? Wait a sec. What's wrong? That guy, I knew I've seen him before. Kiryu, that's Tsukushima. What? That man who was talking to Mama at the counter. He's the one who shot Kisuke. Are you sure about this? 100%. He might look a little different than he used to, but I'll never forget those eyes. Why would he be at Serena then? You don't think... Date-san! Is he really the same person who murdered Mama's husband? If so, I can't just leave them alone at Serena. When the drama is limitless. Mama's not here. Where is she? Ote-san? Man just came in here and took Mama away. What? Are you sure? Yeah. And Date-san went after him. Haruka, stay right here until I come back, okay? Hey, don't hurt yourself, Ote-san. Walk faster, you moron. Tsukushima, get your filthy hands off Mama. Help! So you finally remembered, eh? You have any idea how hard it was to track your retired ass down? Let her go. I really was surprised, you know. I go looking at the bar where you hang out, and what do I find? The same woman I took hostage all those years ago. So I figured I'd have some fun with the girl that got away while we settled our score. That's son, I'll draw his attention. You finish the job. Stay right where you are. I got a couple of friends I'd like you to meet. Oh, this is where I come in. Boys, take care of these two. Just make sure you leave Date alive. I want to savor his final moments in agony. What do you plan to do with Mama? Ah, that's right. What to do with the lady? Oh, I have a thought. Why don't I be a gentleman and take her somewhere that I guarantee will bring back memories? So long, Date. We'll be waiting. That is if you make it out in one piece. Date-san, you go after Tsukushima. I'll clean up here. Good looking out, Kiryu. Alright then, I'm not playing around, so if you don't want to get hurt, this is your last chance to back down. Ruffians. Those punks went down easier than swatting flies. Now to go help Date-san. Aye. Oh my. Date-san, what happened? You hurt? Damn it, the bastard slipped away from me. He still got Mama with him. Aren't you going somewhere that would bring back memories? Could that be? Yeah, probably where he shot Kisuke. Where did it happen? I'll go get Mama back. Don't be stupid, Kiryu. This is my problem, so I need to be the one to solve it. You shouldn't get involved. Date-san. Sorry, Kiryu, but I need to take care of this one alone. If I don't, I'll never have peace of mind. Not about Kisuke. Not about the woman I love. Baka mitai. Date-san. Don't get yourself killed. Aniki. Where could they be? Want a girl on top of you? No. No, I would not. About time I got some health back. Joto mae. Get the hell out of there and find a way to the rooftops. Move!
Kiryu-san!
Kiryu-san, you gotta come quick. What happened? I saw Date-san follow a guy on the Serenamama into some shady building. Then a big group of thugs went in right after. I've got a bad feeling about this. Which building? Where? Nakamichi Alley. Damn, Date-san told me to stay out of this, but it's too dangerous for him to do this by himself. Why, what's going on? There's no time to explain. If you want to find out, you'll have to come along. Why am I not being given permission to sprint? Do you think Nikocado Avocado could pull off a almond mukbang? This looks like the spot. Hang in there, Date-san. Heh. You should have seen this coming, but you just had to play the hero, didn't you? Enough, you're here to settle the score with me, right? So leave her out of this. What, you got a thing for her, Date? Heh. Here from the moment you walked in that bar. Damn you. So you resort to taking hostages and running like a coward. People like you make me sick. Kiryu. Sorry, but I couldn't just leave you hanging. Still can't do anything by yourself, can you? Come on, Date, let's dance. The rest of you take that fool out over there. You'll regret this. Nameless katana. A lot more affordable than its, probably the most realistic depiction of a fight where everybody is unarmed but the guy with the katana. Are you intimidated yet? Best fucking heat move in the game.
待て。
何してる。離せ。動くな。
本気だぜ。皮肉だな。全く同じ状況だ。しかも今回は相手があの警官の上司と来てる。あん時は俺もミスったが、今回は間違わねえ。順番つけてきっちりぶっ殺す。まあ一番目は
月島。俺はあの警官とは違う。
何？
聞いてくれ、ママ。死んだ男のことを悪く言うのは嫌だが、圭介は間違ってる。本当に大事なものがあるのなら、全てのことから逃げずに戦って、戦い抜いて守るべきだ。でないと、戦った本人も残された者もみんなが後悔をする。
伊達さん。
俺はあんたを大切に思ってる。大切なものは自分の手で必ず守ってみせる。それが俺の誇りだ。そしてこれが俺の答えだ。
黙れ。伊達。
ママ。
伊達さん。
I'm sorry. Mama, I'm sorry. Date-san. I know I'm not Kisuke, and I know I'm not right for you either. I'll stop going to the bar. I can only see I'm causing you more pain. Hey. Besides, I'm proud to have been on the force. Might be the only thing me and Kisuke have in common. Date-san. You don't have to try and be like Kisuke to get close to me, or go out of your way to be different than him, Mama. All I need is some time to process everything, and I promise I'll really think about it, about you and me. Well, I'd say that went pretty well. At least she doesn't despise you. You stay out of this. Besides, what gives you the gumption to eavesdrop on a man's private conversation? I've got it, Date-san. 9 years of love and revenge, former detective saves the life of local beauty. Is that not front page material? I say it's garbage material, turning my personal life into a half-assed attempt at an article. Give me a break. Besides, who invited you here anyway? And why are you flapping your gums like you even know the half of it? Well, it was obvious something was up, so I simply followed along. We journalists have a great lookout. You should know that by now. Hey, Kiryu, you didn't spill the beans into this schmuck, did you? Who knows? Date-san, aren't you a journalist yourself? It's fine that you're proud to have been a detective, but show some spirit for your current job, too. You'll be a much happier person. Great, now I'm being lectured by this character. You know what? I'm done. It's time to go drinking. You guys coming or what? I still don't have enough for the soul ability. Hold R2 when close to an enemy. The Ender Dragon. I'll give you the word. Fight like a man, Volgan. Do. Bounding throw. Well, we've pretty much cleaned ass here. 85 out of 90. If that's not a good enough number, I don't know what is. But there's still a chance to resolve some other shit. Well, how was it? The bone marrow extract just about kicks you in the teeth. Then the pigskin comes in to soften and sweeten the blow. It's a fitting fight tonkatsu for sure. Not to mention the broth's so darn good, you could drink it to the very last drop and still want another cup. So what do you think? Worthy of the Kyushu #1 star name? Well, I'll be darned. That was actually pretty good. First thing I noticed was the bone marrow. It goes down smooth like gravy on a water slide. I gotta say, wrapping it in pigskin collagen was the right choice. And then those thin noodles. Absolutely brilliant. Tastes right at home with the broth. I noticed you put a few other goodies in there that balance out the flavor. And as you said, I could drink it to the last drop. Now this is the rich tonkatsu that put us on the map. It's amazing you could condense all these complex flavors into a cup of instant noodles. Nice work figuring all that out. Well, it quickly became obvious that I couldn't use your recipe. There was always something missing, it seemed. So I had to think outside the broth. So I focused on methods unique to my industry in order to really pick up the magic and how it's made. See, in order to bring out that rich tonkatsu flavor, I had to crush the pork bone, and I mean pulverize it, otherwise the collagen would leak into the soup. Well, whatever you did, you got the flavor down pat. This is the kind of noodle I'd be proud to put my logo on. Then, does that mean my creation passes the test? No. I'd say it passes with flying colors. You may use the Kyushu #1 star branding with my full support. On this specific flavor. Yes, sir. If I want. Wait a minute, young man. You mean to tell me this was all just so you could eat my ramen anytime? Well, that was a big part of it. So your tonkatsu finally made the grade. Good thing you kept at it. Well, if it wasn't for you, it never would have happened. I really ought to thank you. I mean, who else would have thought to use sweet succulent pigskin from Okinawa? The way you crushed those thugs, it was pure artistry at work. Now I'd like to find something to thank you, Mr. I never caught your name. It's Kazuma Kiryu. Kiryu Kazuma. Kiryu-san, I really do appreciate you going out of your way to help me. Here, take this ramen sample as a token of my gratitude. I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna put it in my item box. How much XP did I get for that? Looks like you found yourself a worthy protege. Indeed, wish my son had half the spark that kid does. Never thought my logo would end up on a cup of instant noodles, but you know what? I can hardly wait to see it. Now I'll have to work extra hard to keep my customers coming to the restaurant instead of just buying it at the store. At any rate, what will you be having today? It's ironic. I am actually really hungry.
Irashaimase.
Irashaimase. My fucking favorite voice in this whole entire game.
Arigatou gozaimashita. Irashaimase.
Irashaimase.
Arigatou gozaimashita.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Gato pato puto pique maquila. Gato pato puto pique maquila. Wow. This is a really immersive experience I'm going through right now. Never mind. Oh. My immersion has been ruined. Well, this may be where we part ways.